Hi.
she is. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. Where are you? Are you in Nashville?
I am in Nashville.
Yeah.
I live here now.
Yeah, I was going to say, how long have you been there?
1 year, the
Okay.
craziest, just best year ever.
Is that right? How come?
No, I'm kidding. God, it's 2020.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. It's nice. There's the air is cleaner here. That's been really nice. It's been nice to have, just be in nature and all this time that we've, been so isolated. It's cool not to be cooped up in a little dark room. So it's nice.
No doubt. Where did you move from? Were you in Los Angeles?
Brooklyn.
Oh, Brooklyn. Okay.
Yeah, 13 years. I miss it a lot, but this has been really good. I have a 6-year-old, so we have a real big backyard and a sandbox, and he's pretty stoked about all that. Lots of bugs, lots of worms.
And you get to hang out with some of your other music friends, eh?
For sure. Actually, a lot of our friends had moved here before we had, and just gotten out of New York over the past 5 or 6 years. And so moving here, we're closer to family and a lot of friends. So yeah, we got friends here.
Now the new song, of course, features Lizzie Hale and stuff on it, along with the other women. But did you get in touch with Lizzie through just knowing her for years, or being in Nashville, or?
Yeah, just because we're friends.
Yeah.
But actually, yeah, she lives here, and it made it that she could be in the video, and it made it that she could actually come to the studio where we were recording to take part in it, instead of just sending her voice in most of the other lovely ladies on that track did. So it was cool. We got to actually experience it together.
Now I know that Lizzie is good friends with Tom Kiefer. Have you had a chance to hang out with him yet?
No.
No. So. Why not?
I don't know. I'm trying to think who
that.
Tom Kiefer is. I'm going to go ahead and admit it. Who's Tom Kiefer?
From Cinderella.
Oh, aw. Yeah, no. It's amazing how much this has become so much more of a rock town. I know, because I've been coming here. This has been our band's central meeting spot and rehearsal space for a decade. So it's been interesting watching it just kind of become more and more eclectic and feel like less and less of an outsider when we're here.
Yeah. Now, Nick Raskulinecz, he's home based there, right?
Yeah. Yes.
And
yes.
So he produced your latest record. She must be answering a call right now. Are you
I know.
Calls?
I grabbed my phone and then I accidentally pushed the button on the side and you disappeared. I was like, oh shit, no. Sorry. Okay. Anyway, yeah, no. Nick lives here. I didn't hear the rest of what you asked me.
I was gonna say he produced your latest record, and you've been working with him now, eh?
It's been so perfect. And we've been able to work in this different way, kind of sporadically, and as we go together a bit with him, because he is here. So I don't have to travel anywhere. Once we created a real bubble for ourselves to be able to work a couple months ago with the guys to get here. Everybody took COVID-19 tests, and we just made no contact with anybody. And just had this situation where we were all really contained and weren't seeing anyone while we were recording together. And the guys are gone now, but I'm still here doing the vocals and keyboard stuff and pulling programming in and just doing all the fine detail stuff. So we're keeping that up, but it's just been so nice that he's here. I don't know how else I would have been able to do it. We would have had to do it in a different way, because we've had to be apart. And then there's times when we can be together and we need to get as much done as possible. But I'm still writing now music that we came up with as a group when the guys were here a couple of months ago, So, the fact that Nick's here and I can just go to his private studio and we're not making any contact with anybody in the whole thing, it just creates a safe, possible environment for the music to keep growing and building and everything in its own time. It's been awesome. I love working with Nick.
Now the new record is going to be called "The Bitter Truth." Is it finished? You just mentioned it. You're writing some stuff. Are you still kind of tinkering with it, or what?
Yeah, I'm more than tinkering. I'm still writing vocals for real.
But that's going to be what it's called, "The Bitter Truth."
Yes, The Bitter Truth. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, because sometimes you guys don't like to reveal what the title's going to be or something like that. So
this has been different. We're releasing as we go. So we just released our third song. which is Use My Voice. And we recorded that batch of songs in February. So in March. So yeah, so we're like still recording while we release sort of, and we're just going to keep releasing songs until we probably just like drop the back half, you know?
So you were just talking about how you guys all met up in Nashville. So is it true you guys, the other guys of the band took a tour bus across the country?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Will and Troy Troy lives in Atlanta and Will lives in Orlando. And then Tim lives with his family in California, in Sacramento. So basically we had a bus, you know, this is right after everybody got, you know, negative tests and like all that stuff.
Yeah.
So that way, by getting a bus, nobody had to make any stops or anything. I know that like the RV and camper business has gone through the roof this year as everybody's like, how can I do this? How can I find a way to like isolate myself and get out of here?
Yeah.
So yeah, we got a bus to, you know, pick up Will, then grab Troy and get here along with their tech. And then Tim's family came also, and everybody just camped out here and stayed for like a month and a half. It was really, really good. We wanted to see each other so bad after not being able to tour and make our album and all the things we were planning on doing this year, and then having to be apart, and also just with so much uncertainty about everything. We wanted to get together again so badly that when we finally were able to, it was just like, such a release, and just like making music with just a new fire for sure. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah. So if anyone's just joining us right now on Instagram, the lovely face is Amy Lee. I'm Meltdown from the WRIF. But yeah, because sometimes people ask me, you're like, I didn't know who you were talking to, but I think you can see it in the top corner up here or something, although I'm not exactly sure. But
it says Evanescence because I'm on that account.
Okay, there you go.
I have access to both accounts. Thank you very much. Something I can brag about these days. Didn't used to be that way.
So you say you're so excited to make new music. Of course, a Synthesis came out a few years ago, but this is like your actual first like full record of original material in like 9 years. Now, I don't know. Well, tell us how come it's been so long. I have my thoughts, but
I mean, lots of reasons. I'd like to have an open mind about like what I can be and what I can do in life. And I love the music I've made with this band. And there are times that I've been more excited about it and passionate about it, in love with it and wanting to pour into it than others. Sometimes you have to get away from it. It's such a full saturation. Like the way that our cycles have always gone, really. It's started to change now. We found a way to really break it up, but it's like that is all you can do for that however many years period of your life, with each cycle, between writing the music and everything that goes along with that, to then, you know, going on tour and all the amazing stuff that goes along with that, and releasing the album and promoting the album and doing all this, blah, blah, blah. And then at the end of it, I'm always like, I quit. Like almost every time I'm like, I don't know if I'm ever going to do this again. That was amazing. I love it so much. I don't feel like I'm going to have that kind of a struggle anymore. A lot has changed on the inside. Like our representation on every level has grown and changed, and we are fully supported by an awesome team that believes in us and supports us, and doesn't feel so much like going to war to create an album anymore either, like it used to. But besides all of that stuff, like the space between the third album and this one, a lot of it was I wanted to go down some different creative roads. I had my first and only child, Jack, and I did some film score stuff. I kind of thought that becoming a mom would make me not want to work. Like I just want to focus only on being a mom, but it actually just gave me so much, I don't know, perspective. Like you get a different perspective, and suddenly, like, as a creative person, you just think of different things that you want to do because your mind's working in a different way. And made a kids album with my family, worked on a couple different movie things, and some little solo things. And I don't know, just found other ways to be creative. And then by the time, you know, the band got back together, we got Jen, who's a beautiful, amazing addition to our band. She's in Germany, so we've been having to work with her remotely with this second batch of songs through this, which sucks. But we love her and just miss her very much. We got Jen in 2015, and we started just touring again. And really enjoying playing again. That was the first step back. Like just play shows and get into it and remember who you are and everything that this is and can be with our fan community and the just the whole world of what it is. And then we did the synthesis thing together, the full orchestra and a lot of the electronic stuff, and just took our music into a different place with a different focus, which was challenging and fun and different. And then it was like, okay, we're ready. So we just started doing writing sessions. So it's just been like a long but natural road just to following what feels good. I can't tell you how much fire we all have, but that I can speak for myself, really have about making this music right now with my band. It's coming at a time when I need it very much. And a lot of the feelings that I pour into the music for the band are about a struggle, you know, about going through something that's difficult and I'm processing it or raging against. And this is a time where I feel those feelings. And I think a lot of people, I know a lot of people in the world do too. So I don't know. I feel like I'm right where I'm supposed to be.
Real quick plug here for Sailor Jerry's Rum and the Diamond Ball Detroit, as they help us out with this all the time. You just mentioned the Synthesis record. And of course, Metallica just dropped their second orchestral record with S&M. So I guess you can appreciate, you know, what you said, you know, kind of changing your music and looking at it through a different way. Metallica's done it twice now, eh?
Right. Totally. Yeah. I haven't seen the new stuff, so I don't have a big comment on that. Are they just doing new songs with the same?
Well, I think that half the songs appeared like on S&M 1, and they got some new one stuff, but that just dropped last week. I think it debuted 4th or something, so that's out. And then they did that thing that the drive-in concert thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a really cool idea.
Yeah, I was going to ask you
I would go to that. I would totally go to that right now. That sounds amazing. I don't know how I would go to the bathroom, but once we work that element out, like we're good.
They have porta johns there. You know, you just walk over.
Yeah, but, gross. That defeats the whole purpose. What are you thinking? Find it true about yourself.
Have you thought about doing anything like that as far as you know, connecting with your fans during these crazy times?
We haven't thought about doing a unique live somehow thing like that. No. But I am inspired by that. I think that's really cool. I saw some of that going on and thought, that's a good way to do it. Like old drive-in theaters, there's a bunch of that. But we honestly, like, I need this time to fully focus on making this album anyway. So we just took what the pandemic forced us to do and just took it all the way. And as soon as I hang up with you, I'm going to be back in here at that area, like making stuff. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, don't hang up too fast. Hang on. I got
no. I'm saying after we're done, I'm back to work.
So you've been married for a while. I've been married for a while, and this picture was actually taken. We're both married, but look at the cute couple right there.
Aww.
My God,
that is cute.
If you look in the background real fast, that's Dr. Drew.
I can't see that guy. Oh, I barely. Oh, that's awesome.
Anyways, I just thought I looked at this
cute.
picture.
What year was that?
That was in 2009. That was in the in LA at the Grammys thing.
Oh, how sweet.
And I should tell people, by the way, that you're wearing a Smurfs shirt.
I was gonna say, I think that's that Smurf shirt. Yeah, I remember it. I really do.
So I just thought that was funny. I thought I had to just bring that in here and
that's awesome.
show it off a little bit. It hangs on my wall. So, but yeah, so you're talking about, you know, writing this record and stuff. Do you think that this pandemic and things being locked down has given you like a different way to look at things and maybe even more of a drive and more of a time to work on this record?
It has. And it would be wrong not to mention the part where that's really hard. The anxiety that goes on with facing what we're facing as a world and as a nation is unavoidable. So having a place to pour out my frustration and have one small thing that I can control that's beautiful that we're making is so good for me. But there are absolutely days and mornings where I'm like, how can I do anything? Like, I can't do anything but just like read the news. Like, it's awful. So it's a struggle. Like, you have to, I have nothing left to distract me. I think that's been something that's true we tried to put that into our second video, into The Game Is Over, about we're really forced to live with ourselves all alone with no distractions of going out and drinks and conversation and people and stuff to do and work to go to and ba 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 to where you're so busy that we don't have a chance to really face all the things inside us that keep creeping up all the time. And I have seen that in this, we all as a band have actually. Each of us individually talked about it. Like, it's interesting how in this time we're forced to face our inner demons in a really major way and kind of focus on mental health a little bit. That's really, really real. So I'm just saying that because I think it's important to say. I know that a lot of other people are going through that too.
Yeah. One of the questions that I got a lot when I told people I was going to be talking to you, as far as I use my voice is concerned, of course, you got Lizzie Hale and Taylor and whatnot. Was there anyone you asked that couldn't do it?
Yeah. I asked I only asked my friends. And I thought about it for a minute. My manager was like, you should just send it out to everybody, like let everybody. And I was like, I want it to be like my girls, like the people that I really love. So that's why like my sisters are on there, and Amy McLaughlin, and just people that are, like people in my life that I feel like sisterhood with. And I asked Paula Cole, my friend who I've collaborated with before too. And she was busy. She couldn't do it, but she was so sweet and loved the song. And I don't remember, she was just busy. But I think that was the only one. I'm trying to remember. I feel like I might have sent it to one more person. So mostly I got my way. Mostly everybody was like, yeah.
So how is it handling motherhood and writing a record? How is that?
It's
during a pandemic.
Yeah, I feel pulled, at times. Like it's hard to focus on only one thing without the other thing in your mind. Like I'll be out here. My studio is a little, like a little guest house, like behind the house, which is so awesome. That was a big drive of moving here. It's like, if we move to Nashville, I gotta have my own space, like where I could be really loud in the middle of the night and nobody can hear me. So I'll be out here and I can hear my husband and my son like playing in the backyard or see them or whatever. And I'm just like, I should be out there. Like, I'm missing it. I grow up so fast. Or like, I know that he's overwhelmed and I'm not helping because it just takes so long sometimes to get the ideas to fully formulate in my head and for it to be like where I want it to be. And blah. But then I'll go in there. I'm like, I can't do this. Forget it. And then I'll be in there with them. And then I'm sitting there like, and all I can think about is the song I'm supposed to be working on and what I want it to do and how I'm frustrated about it. And then you have those moments of breakthrough. Like just last week, I finally got to the end of writing the vocals to a song. I took them into Nick and I was like, okay, I got one. I'm ready. And we recorded it, and listening back and sharing it with the band, just on a text stream, and they're all flipping out and we're all just like just so much like relief and goodness, and it's so worth it at the end every time.
Yeah, and your son probably started remote learning, is that?
Well, he's 6. It's just been a little bit different for him. It hasn't been the struggle that I know it is for so many people with kids that are older. Nick has 3 kids, and like one in lower, middle, and upper school, and they all have a different program, and the remote learning is impossible. And so many of our friends are going through that. We haven't had to have that type of struggle.
Yeah, my son is 17. He started his senior year, and apparently it ended this morning at 9:30. I walk upstairs, he's sleeping. I'm like, don't you have school? He's like, I'm done. I'm like, what?
Yeah, who knows? Totally. At least he doesn't have to sit in front of a screen for like 7 hours,
Why, he does anyways when he's playing video games.
Well, like where he's supposed to concentrate.
Hey, all right, last question here for you. We'll cut you loose here. I was thinking about this earlier. So when you broke into the scene, there's been a lot of women that have come into the rock and roll world since Evanescence's debut album. So talk about the women in the rock world right now, the genre. It's hard for me to take credit for that. I think that that's incredible. I think that to the women who are just nailing it in rock and surviving in rock and making a difference just by existing and making cool music in rock, hell yeah. I think that's exciting to me. Honestly, if I'm being honest, like 9 out of 10 artists that I listen to are a female voice. I don't know if it's because I'm a woman. I'm not sure. Like, I honestly don't know. I just like gravitate more toward that sound. Like, I like it more. And I mean, it's probably also that it's more relatable to me. And we as women in the rock world, like, we love each other.
we support each other. We want more of us, because we see what it is and we know what it's like, just to be not like the 100% right down the middle normal. We're not the main, like we're coming, you know, and it always feels like that. And something about when we find each other makes us bond and makes us want to do things like invite each other up on our songs and push each other forward. So there's just nothing but mutual respect, in my world, you know, between women and rock. We yes, ladies, go.
I always appreciate somebody like a Taylor Momsen who was a big star to begin with, and then she started on the lowest rung, and she toured and played all the clubs and did all the things. Even like a Jada Pinkett Smith, you know, people don't realize she's a multi-bazillionaire, but when she tours, she plays at the clubs. She plays where she has to play.
Well, you have to. Rock is about that. Rock is about credibility. That's why you can cross over, kind of like you could be in rock or metal or whatever first, and then try to cross over and become a pop star. But it doesn't go the other way.
Yeah,
you have to. You have to pay your dues.
So, do you have any maybe abouts when the Bitter Truth might drop, or just kind of just going one day at a time?
I'm not going to put a date on dropping the last half of it, you know, like the completed album, until I have all the vocals written. At least if they're written and we're in the recording process, I know how long that takes. But since I'm still writing as we go, it's hard to make a stamp. But this year is really, this time has been all about going with what's around us, going with the flow, reading the moment, and making a kind of last minute decision on how we want to put our music out and communicate and exist in the world, which has been really good, because everything changes so fast. The focus changes fast, like what's going on, what we feel like. So yeah, it won't be forever. Like we're rounding the bend. But yeah, I don't know. We're just going to keep feeding music. We're just going to keep putting music out for you guys. So,
and of course, the Worlds Collide Tour in 2021 is supposed to take place as of now.
Yes, it is still on for now.
Yeah. All right, Amy. Well, listen, I'm going to go hang my picture back up.
Love it.
Hey, thanks so much for the time. Congratulations. Use My Voice is the latest single from the upcoming The Bitter Truth record. And we'll be expecting more. And have a great fall.
Thank you. You too. Take care.
Talk to you later. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.